Hi folks, just picked up this 2022 KTM 300XC. It's to replace my 2020 300XC KTM. We've also got a 2021 here, which has been a great bike. So I'm just going to go over some differences that we've noticed between the 2021 and now the 22. So first thing I've noticed is that the suspension is a lot more plusher. So I'm going to have to adjust it up a fair bit to get it to suit myself. The 2021 was really nice and plush, but nowhere near as plush as this. And I think this is a little bit plush in not a good way. It tends to blow through the stroke on the front forks much easier than the 21, and the 2020 was pretty good. It didn't blow through the stroke, but it was a little bit harsh. The 2021 softer, 2022 even softer again. Now in really hard enduro you don't really notice. It feels quite good for hard enduro, but I did do quite a few laps last Monday on the enduro cross track locally here, and honestly the bike was all squirrely and all over the place. Obviously you're going to have different settings for enduro cross than what you're going to have for just hard enduro riding, but I sort of like to set up the bike so I'm covering both bases to a degree. I'd rather have slight bit of compromise on each instead of full compromise on one. So as per usual, change the tyres over, running the Mitas C19 on the front, the Mitas 454 gummy on the back. Running the stock gearing 1351. This time I'm actually running the stock foot pegs this time. I usually run the titanium ones, but I've put the titanium ones off the 2020 onto the 2021. I've put them on there because I'm going to probably order the pegs that are 5mm lower and 5mm further back and see how that goes. Sort of more of a trialsy bike feel for when we're doing hard enduro. The colour scheme's really nice. I do like it. We've got the blue in here, and that's built into the graphics. The blue here is built into the graphics. And the colour here with the blue, the lighter blue, and the orange is built into the graphics as well. So it's not going to rub off, other than, of course, getting scratches and wearing through. Stickers on the back blow off with a pressure washer pretty much straight away. So they're there for sure. Put the FMF Turbine Core 2 on the back, because it's got the spark arrestor. We're up here in BC, Canada, and geez, you know, it was 47 degrees or something the other day, so everything's tinder dry, so got to be careful with that. As for the tuning of the engine, the 2020 was really good, but you had to play with it. You had to wind the idle air screw out about 2 turns. You had to change the plug to an iridium plug, and you had to turn the power valve out to get it to sort of run properly, to be quite honest. It ran good after doing those things, and other than paying for a spark plug, it was not a lot of money to spend to get the thing running really well. The 2021, I was always impressed with it. Super torquey, haven't really made any adjustments to it other than the air screw out, probably 1.5 turns on this one. And it's always run really good. I've always been really impressed with the 2021's tuning. The 2022 is tuned the same as the 21. Well, it feels the same. So very impressed with that. I am going to turn the air screw out just probably a half a turn, just to help freshen up and get the idle just a little bit higher. And also I'm going to turn the power valve out about a half a turn, because the first ride I had on it, it caught me out. I was going up a hill, expecting it to come into power band to get me up over the top, and it actually bogged down. Admittedly, the bike only had an hour on it at that stage, so it sort of hadn't loosened up properly. But just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to wind that out a little bit. I've added the Pro Taper Evo steering damper low bars. They're about 5 or 6 millimeters lower than the Nikan bars that the bikes come stock with. I like that slightly lower bar, so it's better on hill climbs, and it just gives the bike a more direct feel. If you go any lower than that on the handlebars, there's other brands out there that are boasting being nearly straight, you get really, really heavy steering, and it just does not suit the bike at all. So I find that the Evo, Pro Taper Evo steering damper low bars are the best. I add the little collar to the oil fill so that you don't get dirt in there. Pretty important on these things. Two Ride Products down in Southern California, Northern Mexico makes them. Very nice work. He prints them on a 3D printer, and he makes a bunch of other bits and pieces as well, which are really handy. So look him up. We do sell his products, but I've been really slack at adding stuff to the website lately, so I haven't got it on there. Once again, going with the Acerbis skid plates. I love these skid plates. They are tough. They handle it. The very first version of these for the this model was a little bit brittle, but they changed their plastic and fixed it. But these are tough. You know, I've never damaged one to a point where it wasn't doing its job anymore, and it's got the link skid here, and it is tough. Other than that, I changed the clutch lever to one that's, I put the clutch lever quite a way in on the handlebars, and then I have one that's, it's got a nicer feel. It's a squared off on the edge, so it just feels better. And changed the bar pad to this sort of nicer looking, I feel, bar pad. Other than that, I really don't do a lot to these bikes. They're really good out of the box. And they're just nearly ready to ride, you know. Oh, I do put the Enduro rocks, a bit of a plug for myself here. I do put these, let's see if we can get, it says enduro.rocks, that's the website domain. I do put these brake pedals on because they come back, as you can see, the stock ones come to about here, and then my one comes right back here, so you can actually reach it with your heel clicked into the foot pegs. I run the stock exhaust, so I have the tools to fix that if it gets dinged up, and I just fix them as I need to. The only other thing I do is I put the electric fan on, and because these don't have the wiring for the electric fan, I put a switch on here, which I prefer anyway, because you don't want the fan staying on when you switch your bike off. Sometimes you don't want the fan on, and sometimes you want the fan on before the bike gets hot, so I prefer to have a switch. Other than that, if you've got any questions, just post the questions up. I generally get back to everybody within a couple of days. Do like the colour scheme, do like the orange frame. Suspension's a little soft, but I've got to adjust it and see if I can get what I want out of it without having to do anything major. But so far so good. It feels really nice. So until I get a lot more hours on it, just going to enjoy it. Thanks.